Good morning, I'm Dr. Shivani Gupta. My topic for the today's presentation is subfoveal choroidal thickness as a marker of presence of diabetic retinopathy. The choroid is the highly vascularized tissue necessary to supply blood to the outer retina, including retinal epithelial pigment and photoreceptor. Thus play a vital role in the pathophysiology of diabetic retinopathy. The clinical and experimental findings suggested that choroidal vasculopathy in diabetics may play a role in the pathogenesis of diabetic retinopathy. Enhanced depth imaging OCT is unique in having the capability of foveal tracking. Recently was described as a novel marker to measure the choroidal thickness in normal and pathological state. The aim of the study is to compare the subfoveal choroidal thickness in diabetics with and without retinopathy. In addition, it also compared in diabetics with or without macular edema and to assess the severity thickness with the severity of retinopathy. It was a prospective observational study conducted in the Department of Ophthalmology, Shamsha Medical College, Rewa. Inclusion criteria was age is more than or equal to 18 years, known diabetic with or without retinopathy. Exclusion criteria was history of vitreoretinal surgery, vitreoretinal disorder, other than diabetic retinopathy currently or in the past, cataract surgery in past 6 months, spherical equivalent of refractive error more than equal to 6 diopter, any media opacity likely to cause reduced signal strength attenuation in OCT and signal strength less than 6/10 in OCT. The sample size was 76 size of 38 patients were examined. Duration of study was from February 2019 to December 2019. All patients coming to ophthalmic OPD underwent comprehensive and standardized ophthalmic examination. The patients with diabetes were classified into total 76 eyes were included, out of which 16 eyes without diabetic retinopathy and 60 eyes with diabetic retinopathy. Out of 60 eyes, 88 eyes of mild, 24 eyes of moderate, 18 eyes of severe, and 10 eyes of PDR. And along 16 eyes or 60 eyes are also classified on the basis of presence of diabetic macular edema into 46 eyes without edema and 16 eyes with macular edema. The subfoveal choroidal thickness was measured using enhanced depth imaging OCT from the vertical distance from the interface between the hyperreflectivity of Brooks membrane to the hyperreflectivity of chorioscleral junction. The results table showing baseline parameters between the patients with diabetic retinopathy and without diabetic retinopathy, and there was no significant difference in only except for visual acuity, which was significantly lower in patients with diabetic retinopathy. This is the figure showing the subfoveal choroidal thickness in patients with DR and without DR, which shows a significant decrease in subfoveal choroidal thickness in patients with DR. This is the mean subfoveal choroidal thickness values in mild, no DR, mild, moderate, severe, NPDR, and PDR, which shows a decreasing trend of the thickness with increasing severity. And last one is the in patients with DR with or without macular edema shows it was significantly lower in patients with diabetic macular edema as compared to without edema. The findings of the present Sudhakar et al. And MVRV et al. Also found the significant decrease in thickness in DR as compared to without DR, and the decreasing trend with increasing severity is also found in the study done by the Sudhakar Wang et al. And While the result contrast to present study was by the Wang H and et al. And Rubery H et al. And in diabetic macular edema, the findings are consistent with the present study of Kurke G et al. While the Sudhakar et al. Found no significant difference, while Kim J T et al. Shows result contrast to present study. Limitations owing to the smaller sample size, generalizability of the result is not feasible. The measurement was thickness was done manually, so there might be there will be inter-observer variations in thickness. The measurement may not be precise, in which the outer limit of the choroid is not clear in OCT due to shedding effect of overlying fluid in the retinal layers. In diabetic macular edema, it was difficult to measure the thickness. Being cross-sectional nature of study, the definitive relationship cannot be established between the SFCT and diabetic retinopathy. Conclusion can be drawn that subfoveal choroidal thickness is a dynamic parameter that is affected in diabetic patients and decreases thickness significantly with severity of DR and DME, while the further prospective studies are recommended in future to establish the relationship. References. Thank you.
Thank you, Shivani. Of course, I do agree with that, the sample size is very small, and the further study is required. So I just wanted to ask you one thing. How does your study help in management and affect the management of diabetic retinopathy?
Sir, in various cases where the visual acuity loss cannot be explained on the basis of macular edema or macular ischemia, if the thickness is measured in OCT, so it might help us to know the severity of retinopathy according to the thickness of the patient, that help in the treatment.
Oh, thank you. I think Dr. Sumita Mahapatra is there.
Yeah, Shivani, have you excluded any other conditions which will affect the subfoveal choroidal thickness, like uveitis or age-related macular degeneration, which are common in that age group?
Ma'am, in VKH, the thickness is increased, while in myopes, the thickness is decreased.
Have you excluded them in your study? Or
yes, ma'am. Any vitreoretinal disorders other than diabetics were excluded.
And uveitis also, anterior uveitis?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not post vitreoretinal disorder, no?
Ma'am, any media opacity.
My humble reminder to all the doctors, like, please sum up. We have to move on to the next speaker.
Okay.